So now let's get into the nitty-gritty. And when it comes to investing, right, how's the investing landscape changed, especially in the recent years? Because I know we've heard there are certain trends that one needs to look at. Is it crypto? Is it the other changing space of pyramid schemes and so on and so forth? So, but what are the key trends driving these changes?
Okay, I think everyone on this call probably, I'm sorry, it's on this call, on this video, would probably chorus one answer, and that's tech, really.
Okay.
Technology has pretty much driven, investment and made investing possible and, more accessible. You do have apps, you do have robo-advisors, you have, real-time data at your fingertips. And I think that has really made investing, very, to an extent, very seamless. A couple of decades ago, we had probably similar, tools for investments, but however, tech has helped us, synergize things. Right? So you have global events, even market uncertainty when things come out. We're able to, have that information at our tips of our fingers, and of course, inflation, everything that really bothers around, investing. I think tech has really changed the landscape. And then, of course, with continuous improvement, people definitely have to embrace that to invest in better.
All right. I actually like tech.
Everyone does.
If it wasn't for tech, I think we would all be backwards. But we need to do more. Maybe one day I would just be more than just a Texas. I'll be, on top.
It's not just a wear hoodie.
No, it's not about wearing the hoodie. It's doing the work. Oh my goodness.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. Not to worry. All the same. Let's even talk about the things we need to even start focusing on, especially as a new investor. What are the things I need to focus on to build a solid foundation? Especially during these times where it seems like the more you look, the less you see. You have so much money before. As they say, you have money before, it's not the same.
I guess I'm making fun of your property. And that exactly. So what I can say is there's something that we all have in common, and that's saving. Right?
Okay.
But when you move into investing, it means you're trying to shift from, your ground zero, which is just saving money, which is either under your bed or on the bank or in the poly bag, whatever it is. But investing pretty much starts with setting your goals.
Okay.
But what I would like to add today would be, and in the current situation of the country, really, would be an emergency fund. Right. So whatever you're doing in terms of investing, you need to have access to, an emergency fund where if you have to spend quickly, if there are expenses that have been incurred that, we're not budgeted for, your pool of cash should be available for that. Also focus on consistency. Do not rush things. A lot of people want to invest and they feel like, okay,
let me get my investment returns now.
And of course, piggybacking on the fact that a lot of people feel like investing is for, rich people who have already arrived, which we always try to debunk, right? So it's a journey, right? It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Try to set goals, first of all, have an emergency fund,
right?
And then, of course, learn to diversify, which, of course, like I always say, mutual funds gives you that landing patch, right? And I think the last thing I would say is avoid, chasing trends. Just like a marathon, if you watch sports, right?
Right.
Some people
set out
pace things, right? You do not change your pace because someone else has gone ahead. There could be reasons for that, but you need to not chase trends. Set your goals, have an emergency fund, believe in consistent savings and investments, and then of course do not chase trends.
Do not chase trends. That cannot be overemphasized, and I'm guessing that that was part of the thing that made a lot of people lose funds at some point in time. But you know what? I hope we've learned our lesson. But As they say, some people have coconut head.
They would always go back, but that's why we are here.
To give them the information
Exactly.
and the right one at that. I know that we have inflation, and hey, the inflation keeps going higher, markets fluctuating every day. But what are the things that effective strategies that we can actually do to protect our growing wealth?
Okay. Inflation, of course, is a very, very, it's a household topic. I think in the country now, when people want to talk about market one knows, inflation, they know. Because once they hear inflation, it just means that's
Things
the reason
are
why things are going up. But what I would say is this, right? Growing up, I don't know about you, Joy, but many people had this 504 car that parents had. And one key thing about that car, if you can remember, is that at some point in time, the radiators for that particular car often used to have a few problems. Sometimes the rust, and also it starts to leak. So what happens is when daddy has money, he'll fix it. But when he doesn't have money, what he does is that he starts to top up the radiator quickly, so that when he goes from here to church, of course, it will not leak and finish. What that does is to tell you that the rate at which you're putting water into your radiator should be higher than what is actually dripping out of it.
Okay.
So if you do not have enough money, you cannot take the risk to get a new radiator or change it or something. Then you can do that. So what do I mean by this? Inflation is like a leaking radiator.
Okay.
Right. Sometimes it's just there. It keeps leaking. However, your investments, definitely help pad it up. Right. A constant and consistent approach towards investing and hedging against inflation sort of can help you reduce the effects of that. Of course, this definitely, the effect of this is it varies across board from low risk to high risk. Of course, if you want to take high risk in terms of investing in stocks, you probably will be a bit better, but of course that's more risk. However, at low risk level with mutual funds and the rest, at least you get to give inflation a little bit of a beating and all. Like when we're younger, and then two kids are fighting, like he beats me, but I made sure that I gave him one black eye. You can give inflation a bit of a black eye, and of course increase your returns on your investments.
We're not saying be violent, we're just saying
no, please don't go
just do the needful.
Do the needful.
But yes, this is where you come in, and this has to do with saving smartly but using tech. We spoke about that at the outset, but how can tech or its tools make one be financially smarter in making the right decisions? Because I've seen some apps on certain platforms that project and say, oh, just put here, or this robot will do this for you, and so on and so forth. But I'll let you speak to that.
Very importantly, you mentioned, I need to really say this.
Right.
Honestly, you heard it from me. No app can completely replace good judgment. That's the truth.
Okay.
Right? An app would sort of do what you
programmed it to do.
Right. So even if you have what we call robo-advisors. Now, a robo-advisor probably gives a bit of an edge where, you have tailored solutions. However, it needs to sit with a good investment manager. Okay. Right? And, of course, without further ado, I'll say Mansard definitely is one of those, investment houses. We do have robo-advisors deployed. However, we ensure that it is more educative. It definitely, seeks to educate investors. And of course, even on our app and our digital platforms, we're able to help clients invest. At the same time, explain what exactly these funds are being invested in, essentially. Right. So you can employ the use of technology, digital channels. However, just ensure that it's you're learning from it. You understand what your learning principles are, and of course, it helps you become much better, such that with time, you get to learn better, and of course, just rely on an app for everything.
What should listeners look out for in a good advisor? Because you've actually, spoken about that, and that's what Mansard is doing right now. But looking at that advisor that they are trying to invest, they want to have the right knowledge before they make those investments?
I think-
What should they look for?
First of all, would be an advisor that tries to really break it down to ground level. An advisor that guides you, helps you ensure you do not make too many wrong turns.
Okay.
Many of us drive, and if you ask people, do you use maps or something? The truth is, people push back.
Okay.
Not because they don't want to use maps, but they just feel like having someone that knows the quote-unquote road or trailing someone is faster. And it's because you don't want to make wrong turns. So the maps could actually help you get to your destination. However, you face, less risk of making wrong turns when you just know someone who's there. So that's how an advisor comes in.
Okay.
Ensures that you get to the same destination, quicker. Look for someone who listens as well. Right, and tries to simplify, things to the basic level, not just speaking too many, words of jargon, but and of course, someone who prioritizes your goals, right, at every point in time. So
I
that's
like that.
definitely who, and most definitely, I would say, integrity is key, which is one of our core values at AXA Mansard. Integrity, a transparent advisor is very, very important. Someone that will tell you the ups and downs about investing money, not just someone who just wants to take your money and not invest. So transparency is key.
I like that. And yes, Lagos, I'm sure that you are getting the right information, but do you have any other thing to add?
For listeners, like I always say, start today, start small, start now. Right, I always say that you can always strike a balance between investing and saving, which what I call savesting.
Okay.
With the AXA Mansard Money Market Fund,
All right.
you have an opportunity to save and invest. The goal would be to graduate from low risk to taking a little bit more risk, right, and earning higher returns. But start today. Sign up. Digital platforms are available, and of course, speed and accuracy are our top priorities. And just start today. Sign up and let's get you started.
Like all those ads you hear, all those movie ads. Out now.
Because at £7 road, 54. Exactly. So get a copy right now.
Start making your investments right now. Don't wait. Start making the right investments, and not just making the right investment. Look for the right advisor so you would make the right investments. So indeed, to learn more about how you can make the right investments, what you can do is reach out to AXA Mansard. That is on their website at www.axamansard.com, or call toll free 0700 AXA Mansard. However, if you want to reach out to them on their social media handles, that's Facebook, Twitter, or X, depending on how you still refer to it as. And LinkedIn, it is at AXA Mansard. However, on Instagram, it is at AXA Mansard _. And Lagos, that's how we draw a curtain today on the AXA Mansard Safe Cruise. It comes your way Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So, see you on Wednesday when we'll be talking about more tips and tricks for you and how you can make the best use of your insurance.
AXA Mansard Safe Cruise. Brought to you by AXA Mansard Insurance PLC. AXA, know you can.